Hi. So, welcome to live stream again. Actually, I already started the stream, but because of a network issue, it wasn't not network issue, but due to power cut, power went out and it stopped in between. So I'm recreating new stream. And just give me a second. I'll just try to set up the camera. Yes. So now we are in. Not then. I mean, yeah. So it looks good. Now it looks better. Yes. So we are ready. Let's go through the roadmap that I asked ChatGPT to generate. So yeah, first thing fine tuning. I don't know how we started. Phase zero foundation, 3 to 5 days before Cortex makes sure Snowflake fundamentals are strong. But AI isn't hiding gaps in your data engineering knowledge. Snowflake architecture, database schema tables, warehouse, micropartition, partition pruning, caching, roles and privilege, stage, file format, streams and tasks, dynamic tables, Snowpark basics, semi-structured data, JSON variant flatten, Cortex specific foundation, structured data, Snowflake SQL. Okay, so I know basics of it, so I don't need to go through it again. I just wanted to say reason. So Snowflake Cortex, I just want whatever. So I'll tell you my understanding about it. So it's like a basic. You just know how it works. So if so, they are basically dividing it into two parts based on the data. So one is structured data and unstructured data. Suppose and now you want to ask question about a structured data. So what it's going to do? It's going to, simply you are asking in natural language, NLP, natural language basically. So what it's going to do? It's going to respond you to your question. Respond to your question. And for that we are using Cortex Analyst. And if you have unstructured data, there is basically that means you will be having some documents or some PDFs and any other format of data. And for that we are using Cortex Search. Okay. And if you have both kind of data, then you will use Agent. Okay, so this is an overview. And here Snowflake, suppose you just want to perform some transformation and you want to use some AI functions within SQL, then you can use Snowflake, or you can say not a Snowflake, but I'll say Cortex AI function. And now if I talk about the what is happening behind the scene, BTS, behind the scene. So in the behind the scene, so Snowflake uses either uh, Snowflake basically developed their own model. Snowflake developed their own model. They are calling it as a Snowflake architect, and basically they created two types of model. One is embedding, and another is you can think of LLM model. Yeah. So they it's up to you whether you are using Snowflake architect model while you are delivering or while you are performing these operations, or you can use uh, other available models, proprietary, public. Not sure if they are allowing public model. And the best part of Snowflake is anything that you are doing. So right now, what you have data, and basically data is being accessed using objects that you create. It could be table, it could be view, it could be any other type, materialized view, or any other way, but you are using data using objects. So whatever the access providing, you are providing to objects, basically based on the role based access control. So RBAC you are using to provide access. And now when you are using LLM, when you are using AI models, or you can say AI. So what do you if you have to use it, let's say you are using Chat GPT, then what you'll do? You have to move your data to Chat GPT. You will share the data to Chat GPT, then Chat GPT will respond to you. But then there is a data security issue, or the what about data privacy? So that's where Snowflake comes with its own approach, where you are keeping everything here. Your data will reside within the Snowflake platform, and on top of that, you are going to perform the operations that for that they are hosting the all the LLM models inside it. LLM models inside the platform. Yeah, so that is the beauty of it. And yes, so they are hosting the models, or they have deployed the model inside it. They are managing, so everything is tightly connected within the platform, first thing. And second thing is, whatever you are going to whatever operations that you are going to perform on object will be completely controlled by role based access control. Based on the role, if you are providing access to for a particular object, if you are giving permission that this role can access AI, and if that role you have assigned to object, then that object will be accessible, and they can use not ChatGPT, but Snowflake Cortex. Otherwise, they won't be able to access it. And how it's happening behind the scenes, whatever data that you are passing, definitely it will reside within the platform only, because you are not moving the data to any other, you are not publishing data, or you are not basically sending the data to any other platform, like it could be to Anthropic, Chat GPT, not Chat GPT, but GPT, or any other model, or DeepSeek. Simply you are doing it, you hosted your models, their models into your platform. So now it's like you created one clone version of them, version of the model that they are using, that is available in your platform. All the interactions are happening within your platform. Data is never leaving your platform. So that's the beauty. I mean, that's the main funda behind it. And now I'll go to, we need to drive down LLM fundamentals. So I know basics of it. So I think I'm okay with to start it. Cortex AI functions. AI is SQL. They are calling it. So this is where I would start hands-on Cortex work. Snowflake provides Cortex AI capability through SQL and Python, including functions for tasks such as completion, extraction, summarization, translation, and embedding. So let's work on. I will create one more. Can we deep dive into it and perform some hands on with real problems? Absolutely. Phase two Cortex is where Snowflake starts becoming much interesting because we move from traditional SQL to SQL that can understand, generate, classify, summarize, extract, that can understand, generate, classify, summarize, extract, and reason unstructured unstructured or structured data. Just you will understand the basic idea. How can we call AI model directly from SQL? So we'll learn multiple things here. Let me say Snowflake. Okay, bro. I think this is the one. I hope this is the one where I got how many days? Yeah, so 119. Okay. Upcoming phase 3 enforcement for strong authentication, deprecation of password only sign-ins and legacy service user type on September 2026 to improve security of all customers. No, to improve security for all customers, Snowflake is deprecating password only sign-in and the legacy service user type. It is important to begin planning for the migration as soon as possible. Why am I saying this? Your account currently has users who are relying on password only sign in this using a legacy service user type. You will continue receiving periodic reminders. Okay, remind me later then. So let's uh, first go to the workspace. I will start from scratch. I just want to understand it completely. What is happening behind it? I don't want to just learn the surface level knowledge. So I will create one folder, and I will call it as a Cortex AI SQL. Let's say, and here I will create uh, just to like right Scratchpad. Scratchpad. I will say. Oh, let's say basics. Generate with Cortex. No, I don't want to generate anything. I just want to. So let's see first. Let's go to it. So to SQL that can understand or generate. Okay, our phase two roadmap. AI skill fundamentals. First, we will understand the basic idea. How can we call AI model directly from SQL? We will explore functions such as AI complete, AI classify, extracts, AI summarize, AI sentiment. So, okay, translation and translation and Cortex AI capabilities available in your Snowflake environment. We will focus on what goes into the function, what comes out, how prompts works inside the SQL, row by row AI processing, structured versus unstructured output, cost and performance consideration. Okay, hands-on project, AI-powered customer feedback analysis. Instead of doing toy examples, let's imagine we work for a company that receives thousands of customer review. Yes, example data 101 review this. With normal SQL, answering questions like these is difficult. Is the customer happy or unhappy? What is the main issue? Is this review about delivery, product quality? Okay, so categorization you can say. How urgent is this complaint? So severity you are trying to understand. Can we summarize thousands of reviews? Oh, it's you can do it using ChatGPT, but still you are using LM. Can we automatically generate a structured report with AI SQL, AI SQL, SQL I'm saying. So people used to say uh, it's called SQL, but I'm saying SQL. So lab one, set up the data set, will create a realistic data set ourselves. Lab two, okay, real business challenge. Lab eight. Let's make it interactive, similar to how we have been practicing pandas. I will not immediately give you the complete solution. For each lab, I will explain the concept briefly. I will give you. Oh no no no! I'm just looking for something else. First, let me use voice mode. Hey GPT, before I move to these different labs, I just want to understand the architecture behind AI SQL functions, how it works behind the scene, what happens when we are running the query. So we are just using SQL like a function. These AI SQL function into our Snowflake uh, query. But what is happening behind the scene, how it interacts with LLM, what is the architecture behind it, and how if someone wants to disable the uses of AI SQL function to a particular user, can we work on those things, or maybe how to restrict a particular object from from accessing the SQL function. So how to deal with these things, and what is the architecture behind it, how it returns data, and how um, it works. uh, if I have to derive, then I would do what I would do simply. I'll create a function that will be called, or a stored procedure that will be called every time when you are running, and it's going to take the data as an input, and then it will call some LLM function. It will get some output from that, and then it will structure it so that it can be fed into that particular column, and then uh, that way I will design it. Yes, your instinct is very close to the right. As SQL look like a normal function to you, but behind that function, Snowflake is orchestrating an AI inference request, applying its own security governance control, invoking an underlying model service, and return the result back into the SQL execution pipeline. I said I will feel sleepy because it's my normally I'm waking up around 1 o'clock. So your proposed design is essentially you wrote an SQL query function or a stored procedure is being called. A good mental model. The difference is that with Snowflake's built-in AI SQL Cortex function, you generally don't have to build that orchestration layer yourself. Snowflake provides it as a part of the platform. Let's build the architecture from the bottom up. Query Snowflake engine, basically cloud service layer will do parse SQL, validate objects, check permissions, create query plan. AI function node, what it does, simply AI in sentiment these models, AI inference request, Snowflake AI service. Request orchestration, model selection, batching, and throughput governance, underlying model, LLM, AI model, it will go to that. Result, SQL execution engine, continuous query execution, join, filter, aggregate, query. So yes, your idea is fundamentally correct. Input goes into AI service. AI service model process it. Outcome output comes back. Snowflake makes that output available to SQL query. But one important difference is that a built-in AI function is not simply a stored procedure that you created behind the scene. It is a Snowflake managed capability integrated into its query execution. Let's walk through what happens when you run query. Let's say here. The user submits SQL query. You might submit it this from Snowflake to Snowflake. Okay, these are the different ways to connect to Snowflake. Receives the statement. At this point, as far as you are concerned, as far as you are concerned, AI complete behaves similarly to up some, but internally the execution path is different. Obviously that would be different because here you are asking, you are calling an LLM model. Snowflake first needs to understand, is this valid SQL? Does this function exist? Does this happens? Does the user permission invoke? Perm- User have permission to invoke the AI functions? Is the requested model allowed? Okay. So basically all the checks, whether access is available and all that is done here. Table access check, schema, AI function access check, model access check. This is already an important point for architecture understanding. Security is checked before Snowflake simply sends your data to an AI model. Hmm. And this is important. Snowflake doesn't necessarily think call AI one time for every row. Oh, good and batch style processing of many inputs. Snowflake's documentation is specifically position them as well suited to the processing the numerous inputs from SQL table. Conceptually, the engine may process something more like row 1, row 2, and batch array. Okay, so it's not. I was thinking like every time you are calling the iterating through rows, that will be disastrous. By the way, the exact internal batching and infrastructure is so much, so we shouldn't assume the precise mechanic or public contract what actually gets sent to the LLM. Suppose your table contains review this. Conceptually, Snowflake constructs inference request containing the input required by function. Prompt, classify the statement. The product is amazing, but delivery was slow. Then those requests are handled by Snowflake managed AI layer and the selected supported underlying model. SQL value, AI function argument, Snowflake AI service, model inference, AI response, SQL value. How does the result come back into SQL? This is really interesting part. Conceptually, Snowflake transform the intermediate result into something like review ID, review text, AI result. Then SQL engine continues working. Now you have something powerful. Your stored procedures idea versus built-in AI SQL. I got it. Now let's talk about security. This is where it gets interesting. Ah, so you asked, can I disable AI SQL functions for a particular user? Yes, but in Snowflake, you should generally think in terms of role rather than directly attaching permission to individual users. Yes, I know. The architecture looks like, not look like. So here, user, you assigned a role, and role has access to particular privileges, database privileges, table privileges, warehouse privileges, AI function privileges. Here is data analyst store where Snowflake's current models support account level AI function privileges as well as individual use AI function privileges. Mhm. Okay, so let's understand first role. I think I need to master role-based access secure access control. Remove broad access. So right now, show databases, databases, not database. So the Cortex. I think I created this role. Snowflake Cortex, this one. Sorry, databases. So SSO, so schemas, schemas. Okay, BCR rollout billing. There will be one. I think this one I created. I mean, let's say so use database like products and so schemas. Now I'll see. I created one. Uh, Let me create one schema first. Create a schema and I will give create a schema Snowflake AI SQL comment uh, schema for learning Cortex AI function. Function. So we created one schema. Now if I'll see there is one AI SQL. Use it's already selected or not? Yeah, it's already selected because when you are creating, it switches back to that particular or it automatically select that is schema or database whatever you are creating. So this is done. Now I'm just looking for something. Add to chat. Add explain quick edit format. No, I don't want anything. So here let's do one thing. I don't want to uh, go through. Okay, what I want before I move to AI SQL, I should know the basics of role-based access control, how it works. I know how it works, but these are completely new to me, and I want to learn them because it's like you are still uh, learning in a black box. I don't want. Hey GPT, as I am learning Snowflake Cortex, but somehow I feel I'm not good at role-based access control and the different commands uh, used to operate or used to create role access, assign it to someone, and create users account and all. So can we deep dive into it before I move to AI SQL functions? Then it will be helpful, and how to also uh, provide me a pattern how to remember those commands, because when it comes to uh, regarding the commands, I don't want to memorize them, but still I should be able to identify the pattern, how to remember them, or how to construct the query, what is the pattern. Basically I'm looking for mnemonics, how to remember, recall, when it comes to create a new command for accessing, uh, I mean granting, revoking, and blah blah blah. Absolutely, and I think this is actually very good idea before going deeper into Snowflake Cortex and AI SQL functions. So, AI SQL functions are easy to use, yes, but the moment you ask who is allowed to use it, this can every user call this function? Can I restrict access? Which role needs the privilege? Who can grant that role? How do I revoke it later? You are suddenly dealing with RBAC, role-based access control. So let's build your RBAC understanding in a way where you don't memorize 100 commands. Instead, you will learn a small number of patterns. The big idea RBAC is a graph of relationships. Don't think I need to remember grant syntax. Think who gets what on which object. Who gets what on which object. Oh, it's interesting. Who gets what on which object? Let me just create a note. If you are learning completely new thing, it's good. Let me call it Snowflake Orbit AC. Role based access control. So here, if we need to tell it who gets what on which object. In Snowflake, RBAC is basically about connecting these things. User receives role, okay, and receives privileges on object. Role receives privileges on. For example, there is a user and name Alice. Alice, no, not Alice. Alice got receives, or basically you assigned a role of analyst role to Alice. Alice is a girl, right? Alice Bob. Yes. Select on sales table. Okay. Users on database. Users on schema. That is the fundamental model. Once this become clear, most commands become predictable. Yes, I got it. The fair, not the fair. The four main nouns you need to understand. User. Let's reduce Snowflake RBAC to four major concepts first. This is one thing that you won't even imagine before 2022. Like the learning would become easy. Now it's very easy. You don't need to scroll through hundreds of pages. Even if you are learning completely new topic who no one has created videos on it, then also it's easy. Until or unless the technology is completely new and no documentation or anything available, and that any LLM model has been trained on that data. Otherwise, it's very easy. See, the way you wanted to learn, it will present you the data in such a way. I asked, give me mnemonics and generalize the content, and it's generating. Okay, so for the four nouns you need to understand, let's reduce user. First thing is user. A user is an identity. For example, Rahul, Alice, Bob. A user logs into Snowflake, but ideally you don't directly say Rahul can select this table. Instead, you say you usually give Rahul a role. Yeah, it's easy to basically maintain. So you assign a role, particular role. Role is basically a collection of permissions. Come on, wake up. It's not login. Login. Hey bro, what's wrong? So we have user basically. Basically collection of. So give Bob permission, give Rahul permission. Instead of doing this, you just create a permission once and put them in a role, assign role to user. Okay, yeah, got it. The most important mental model. Two types of grant. This is where many people get confused. The word grant is used for two completely different relationships. Grant a role to something, right? And one grant role to user. Grant role analyst to user. The role is being attached to the user. Mnemonics. Grant role to user. Ask yourself, what am I giving? Answer, a role to some user. Yes, got it. Grant role name to username. What am I giving? Answer a role. Pattern to grant privilege on object to role. Grant privilege on object to a role. So let's say grant select. So you are granting select. You can perform select operation on table to role. Grant privilege on object to role. Okay. Privilege. You are assigning a particular privilege, maybe select, update, delete, and on so on to particular object. And wait a minute. Not like you are assigning privileges on that particular. So if some particular role is accessing the table, then you are giving permission. Give the role the ability to perform an action on object. So what exactly we are doing? So you have an object. Now you want to, maybe if some particular role, there is a role and want to access basically this object. So you are providing a set of permissions that how to deal with this object. Grant some privilege to a role. Okay. Grant privilege to role. Got it. Grant select on table sales to role analyst role. You need to memorize each one individually. Just remember can't, what can you do, and on what object to which role. My recommendation mnemonic action, object, receiver. Action, what is action you are doing, action, object, on which object you are doing, and who is receiving this action. If I will do plenty of examples, then I will get it. I mean, I will remember it. Ari, receiver. Basically, a particular action on particular object to particular role you are assigning that. Create follows another simple pattern. Create object, create role analyst role, create user role, create database. Oh god, it's 1 o'clock or what? Just give me a second. I think. Coming back. Let me transition quickly and see. Hmm. Create object name. Another simple pattern. Create object type. Create role, role name, role. Create database. Create schema. These are the things that I know. Drop, drop object, object name, object type, object. Revoke is basically grant in reverse. Grant select on table to role. Revoke select on table. It's fantastic mnemonic. User, you have given a user. The entire RBAC language create, make something, alter, drop, grant, revoke, show, describe, use. Okay, I know few of them. Only I needed grant and revoke, create, and all other I know. User, for a particular user, you are granting a role. So all the permissions that has been given to role, it could be access to particular object, and yes, all the roles permissions that has been given to this role will be accessible to user. Account role inherits who has the role, what can that role. This is the completely new tool. Create a complete example from scratch. We have a new employee Rahul. Create a role. Okay. Let's do one thing. Let me start with some crazy stuff. So I will call it. Let me create another new folder. By the way, I don't need to write role-based access control, and here I will say basics. Let's say show roles. So these are the roles, different roles, and show users. I think there will be only one user doc set. Create user. Let's create a new user. To create, it's similar to other objects. Create table, create user. Let's say kuchu kuchu. Kuchu kuchu. I'm just trying to make it funny. Kuchu kuchu. Where is it? Hmm. ChatGPT. Let me drop it into another window, so it will be easy for me. Password can be give directly here. Let's just me do one thing. transition to it. So hello. And okay, wonderful. So I will do one thing. Let's see. So what is this? I created one role, Kuchu Puchu user. I mean, sorry. So and now I just want to see the users. So users. So it will list out all the users. There is one Puchu Puchu. And okay, let me say alter. I just want to add more detail about this role. Let's see. Alter user Puchu 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 Puchu. First name is equals to, let's say, Puchu, and last name is equals to Puchu. I'm just and email is equals to Puchu Puchu @gmail.com. Alter user set. Sorry, we need to set. I hope. Oh, I made one mistake. Puchu Puchu Puchu. What the heck? Is it like a case sensitive? Puchu Puchu. What the already exist? Oh shit! I did one blunder. Drop role. Drop user. Puch. Let me just transition back. It's not a puchu puchu, and here, hello. Done. So let me transition back. Okay, puchu. I will just show users first. Let's list down all the users. So we have this user, but it all the fields are empty. There are multiple things. I don't know what are the other fields. So let's use. So okay, now I'll get more information about puchu. So yes, we are getting something better. Okay, now I'll jump to, let's log in app.snowflake.com. So it's already logged in. So let me use incognito app.snowflake.com. Oh, identifier. Is it what you are looking for? Maybe this is the. Oh shit. Maybe I'll use directly the URL. I will get it. Okay, so this is the identifier. Uh, Basically hyphen between these two. So puchu, and here I will keep. So I'm logging in. This is cool thing. Right slow. So next, let's close it. We don't have any workspace because it's completely new. So okay, basics, basics. Show databases. Huh? It is showing some of the databases. For example, Snowflake Learning DB. Cortex it is not showing because it doesn't have access. These are the default database that you get access. Personal database. Okay. So schemas. SCHEMAS. Codex there is a schema core and all local information schema. This. Let me say use database Codex DB. What is the database name here? Show databases. Database is not database. Snowflake Codex. There isn't any Snowflake Codex. Snowflake Cortex. It is not exist or not authorized. Show database. So okay, let's create a role. Create role, and I will create a role. Let's say select current role. Let me say select current role. I'm just using highest privileged role. So let me change the role. I need to learn hierarchy because hi bro. Sorry, I was not looking into chat. Hey, hi. I think you asked me about SQL problem solving, right? So have you already learned the SQL? Now you are solving the problems or what? Because I know basics of SQL. I mean I can solve the problem. So just I'm brushing up my problem solving skill on SQL. So if you are also solving problems, then we can join together and we can work on it. I'm new to programming and currently learning SQL and Python. Okay. So have you learned the basics of SQL? Like if someone asks you to write a query, then are you able to write? Because I already know SQL, so I just I'm brushing my skill on SQL problem solving. So this weekend I'm planning to. I shared you one link, data lemma. So I will solve the problems from that. Okay, then we can join together and we can solve the problems. Maybe on this Saturday, if the timing is okay, maybe in the evening or in the morning. It's up to you. So how would you join? I mean, using the what we say Discord. Yeah, that will be great. Yeah, we will use a Discord for that maybe. It will be better. Uh, we can come up with our own approaches and then we'll see which one will be better. One. It's a nice way to learn. Yes, I'm working on communication because my communication is not good, bro. What about you? So are you college going student? Because I am not college going. I'm already completed my college and I'm working in a company. You started just learning, so maybe you are in first year. I'm assuming. Maybe we'll talk there. If you have Discord server, maybe you can share it to me. Or if I created, I think let me see Discord if it is there. I never used it, so I just created one server and I learned the fundamental of it, like how it works. So we can use it. If you have any, then you can share it to me. We can connect over there. Are you not working on DSA? I'm looking for someone like who already know basics of DSA. Then we can solve the problems together. That will definitely help me as well. But let's forget about that. First, work on the SQL. So downloading update. Maybe I'll share it to you. Okay, I'll share it to you. Thank you. Let me check quickly if it is. Mhm. I'll share it to you. No worry. Where is it? It's taking time to load. I think I shared somewhere. Let's see. Live. No. Where is it? Let me pop out chat first. Open panel. I think I need to open. Second thing. Maybe it's downloading, because of that it's taking time. I'll ping you, bro. Here I'll ping you in some time. Created when skill observed does not, is not permission cannot be performed. Yeah, that's okay. I think it opened. 6 a.m. Where is the channel I am dropping? Uh, yeah, I'm sharing here, bro. If you are there, okay, let me jump. No, I created one rule. No, no, I need to create a role. So let me call it. Hmm, I have a doubt. Create role. Who can create a role? In Snowflake, a role can be created by a role that has the required privilege to create roles. To key privileges, create role. Oh, okay. Similar to select create role. Key privileges, create role. At the conceptual level, concept role has create role built in administrative roles such as user admin, specifically designed for managing users and roles. Users and roles, user admin. So I will use user admin. User admin role, create role privilege, and run, create role, create analyst. So let's do. I will use role, user admin, and now I'll use create role, and I will call it Cortex user. No, 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 not Cortex user, Cortex role, and let's say Cortex role. I will use a comment here. I hope comment will be here. So role to access Snowflake Cortex. By the way, why do I need to write Snowflake Cortex? Because it is already Cortex. You are working in Cortex, so it's repetitive. Okay, so create role. I created one role. Show roles. I will get all the list of roles. Here is Cortex role. Now I will check what are the roles available. There is incognito window. Show roles, and here it is showing. So it is visible to everyone, but can I use this role? Use role Cortex role. I don't think. Oh, sit use is not assigned to executing user. So let's do one thing. Now we created one role and we want to grant select on table. Okay, this is an interesting part. Okay. So right now I don't have access to Cortex DB, right? So let's say database uh, Cortex. So databases. Snowflake Cortex is the database. So use role no. If I'll create one role and I'll assign it to someone, then it won't be able to access those privileges or yes until we will grant it. So here select on database Cortex database Cortex no Snowflake Cortex to role, and let's say hmm, to role Cortex role. So I'm just granting one of the invalid object type database for reveal. Oh no. Then what will be the I saw somewhere on a grant select. Oh, grant uses. Select uses. Okay, let me check. So I suppose I given the access to this role now and grant this was the to role to user. So right now, grant role to user. Grant role Cortex Cortex role to user, and user was Puchu Puchu. Puchu Puchu. Let's see. First, before assigning the role, it's not able to access. Bro, what? Hmm. So actually, uh, I'm just brushing up my knowledge on Snowflake. So it's pretty useful. Not pretty. If you are aware of data warehouse, so Snowflake is from pretty popular data warehouse. Basically, they are calling it as a data platform because it's not limited to data warehouse. If you know Databricks, so it's similar to Databricks. You can think of. So I'm just learning it. I mean, I know it, but I'm sharpening my skills on it. And you sent me something on Discord. Yeah, I got it, bro. Hey, part of. I'm using Discord for the first time. Same here, bro. I'm just also speaking in channel. Try to talk to you. Yes, but please don't ask me which company and I'll just avoid. That's why I'm saying. Yes, I'm working in a company. So I'm not going every day to office. Sometimes I go. Today I'm planning because I'm getting bored, so I'm planning to go office. Otherwise, I'm working from home most of the time. What about you? Are you college? Oh, I know how to use voice mode. If you want, I can let me say. So voice channels. There are some channels. Let me create one. Another channel maybe. Uh, Let me call it SQL, SQL learning. I'm not sure if you will be able to directly. Oh, shit! I just created channel, delete channel, type of it. Voice. I'm looking for voice channel. SQL learning. Invite to voice. I'm just inviting you. I think yeah, there is option. Just check.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Hi bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you are mute.
Oh, I'm on mute. Ah, yes, sorry. I'm using it for the first time. Now can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Hi. So
Hello.
how are you bro? We are I mean,
I'm good.
it's
How
the
are you?
it's first time I'm connecting to someone on social media and on YouTube. So yeah.
Yeah, same as me.
Oh, wonderful. And
And
also I'm
also
for the
I'm
first time
new
I'm
to
using
Discord also.
Discord also. So yeah, same here. But it's wonderful that
Yeah.
here we can also connect to a video call when so it's both mode are available here. Multiple so it could be
Yeah,
text, video, voice. So what do you do, bro?
yeah. I think the same. Like we can improve the
Communication.
productivity and like communication also.
Yes, I'm looking at I guess for someone who uh, to interact and we can improve communication because we'll once we are talking more, then we'll get to know like what are the weaknesses and where we can improve. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So are you
Mm.
college going
And
student? Or what?
also,
Yeah, please.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I'm a student of BBA right now, non-tech background,
Hmm.
and preparing for the data analytics. So I'm thinking about learning the practical knowledge. Right, I completed my basics, but the practical problem I have many problems too, like in joints and the temporary tables also.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking about like
Yeah, I'll help you
gaining
because I know
experience
basics of
solving.
SQL and whatever the things that you are telling. So it would be an interactive session where if I know something, I will teach you, and if you know something, you can
Mm.
teach me. So it's both way learning.
Yeah,
So yeah. So maybe
yeah,
this
yeah.
weekend we'll try a session where we'll learn. So I'm just telling you briefly here. So I just gone through this data lemma. I think I shared you the link. So I just tested one. So it is completely new platform for me as well. This one, I mean data limit.
Okay, but I had solved the some problems there. I think. Wait, let me check.
Yeah, please. I solved one
I'm
of the
like
problem. Yes.
in your video, you are solving the lead code problem.
Yeah. So I
I'm
already
thinking, yeah, it will work for both.
completed the lead code problems, and these problems are relatively advanced here in the data limit
Mm,
because first problem it seems simple, but it's a little tricky.
mm,
I took little time
mm.
to understand the problem and how to solve it. Then I realized, okay, I started exploring the data. Then I realized, okay, we need to use subquery. So I felt like this
Mm.
is a little it would be little tricky compared to the lead code. But if you wanted lead code and if you are getting stuck anywhere in lead code problems, then you can. Uh, I mean, I will help you if you're stuck. Maybe you can
Mm.
start solving lead code as well. But lead code problems are relatively simpler compared to this one. I felt maybe I once will solve. So it's up to you if you wanted lead code. But I already solved lead code, so I will just help you.
No, no, it's fine for me. I can do anything. Like if you say start from data linear, I can do that also. And if you say like we do lead code,
So lead code,
so I can do
actually, yeah.
that
So
also.
for lead code, if you wanted to solve, then it would be repetitive for me because those problems I solved recently. So it's just I know those problems simply. So it would be just I'm repeating same. So if you wanted to solve lead code problems, then just go for them, and wherever you are stuck, just I will help you and I will
Okay.
explain those.
Okay. I have a question. Like I'm solving in lead code. Let me
Hmm.
check which question is it. basically is it like when I run the code it accept it, but when I submit it it's
Failing.
like show the it's wrong question.
Maybe what is happening, uh, it is working for the sample data test cases, but when it's running behind the
Mhm.
scene multiple test cases, so it is failing. It happens.
Okay, okay.
Whatever the
The problem is like
okay, maybe you can
okay.
share me the link. I will.
There was I can share my screen, I think.
Yeah, if it's possible, then I'm not sure here if in voice mode you will be able to share. Maybe let
I
me.
think yeah, it's there is option.
Yeah, there is option share your screen. Yeah, you can share.
Code, okay. Yeah, I able to see my screen.
1 minute, bro. So how to quit? No, I'm not able to see it. You can see my screen over YouTube, right?
Yeah,
So can you
let
help me?
me go to
Let me
live.
check. Okay, I think I have to click here. Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, I can see it.
Got it?
It just yeah. Now it's visible to me. Product sales analysis
Now you
first.
see?
Yeah, I can see it now. How to make
Okay,
noise?
yeah, this is the problem here.
Hmm.
Uh, um, there are two tables here,
Okay.
and I have to do this.
Write a solution to report the product name, year, and price for each sales ID in the sales table.
Mm.
Written in any order. Product
So
name,
this
year,
is my
price,
code.
sales. And you haven't kept the sales. Where is sales?
Okay.
1 minute. Scroll down. Sale. Okay, okay, okay. Product name, year, price for each sale ID. Product name, year, price. You kept all the thing.
Mm.
By the way, 1 minute. Let me see the complete question first. Which is it?
Wait. I think it's
Group by.
incomplete
You
code.
kept group
I
by,
think
but what
it's
is the use of group by? It is not requesting for summary of data, right? Why you kept group by if you are not
actually
aggregating?
it's a new question I'm working on like 5 minutes ago, so it's not completed. I'm just like bringing it.
Hmm.
I think the question is different. Let me see the question first. Yeah, here's the yeah. This was the question here. The article views.
Hmm. Okay, this is different one.
Mm, yeah, I
So
think
there
it's
is no
so this is the table,
mhm. Article ID, author ID, and
and I have to do this.
find all authors that viewed at least one
Let
of
me
their own
run the code
articles.
first. Yeah. Now you can see it's accepted, right?
Hmm.
And when I submit it, I think it's giving me the wrong answer.
Oh, just go
So
to the
yeah.
description. First, I wanted to see the requirement. No. Go to the description first. I'll tell you. I solved it
Okay,
using
okay,
different
okay, okay.
approach, but I'll tell you first using this approach only.
Okay, okay.
So there is no primary key column. The table may have duplicates rows. Okay, so you kept already distinct here. That is okay.
Mm,
Each row of the table indicates that some viewer viewed an article. Each row of this table indicate okay, written by some author on some date. On particular author, you get the same
mm.
question. Provide a solution to find all authors that viewed at least one of their own articles.
So if author is like visited the his own work or article,
Mhm.
it should be his ID on the like also in the like
Viewer ID.
what is viewer ID. Hmm. So I did that,
So
but
author ID in
not
select
working.
1 minute. So where author ID
Mm-hmm.
select viewer ID from views. You kept the same
Mm.
viewer ID. At least one minute. There is no primary key. Each row of this table indicates that some viewer viewed an article written by some author on same date. On some date, note that equal author ID and viewer ID
I
indicates
can
the
use
same person.
I can use ChatGPT also, but like
No, don't use ChatGPT right
like
now.
my mentality is like first solve the question yourself and like
I'm
think
not using
about it.
ChatGPT most of the time. I'm avoiding until I stuck into it, because in that way we are not
Mm.
learning. You just get the solution, and if you are trying
Mm.
it yourself, then it's better.
Mhm. There is one more website if you want to practice more like basic questions.
Hmm.
Also, there is an advanced question. Let me show. I have practiced many questions. It's called
Just
equal.
give me a link. I will quickly solve it. It's better. You are using different approach. What I used self join for it. But yeah, it should work. So maybe 1 minute. It's what is the name of question?
But
It should work because maybe you are missing something. I'm not
I
able to.
think our voice is like delaying.
My voice is getting delayed. Like you are getting delayed. 1 minute.
I
Okay.
think yeah.
I'll just so lead code 50 to scale, and you are solving which one? Article views one, right?
Yes.
Hmm. Simple problem. Just so this is my old solution, but let's work on your one. Select distinct author ID as ID from views where author ID
This one.
is to select distinct viewer
Where author
ID
ID is equal to viewer
from
ID.
views ordered by author ID. But it might be we'll get more than one.
Hmm.
Okay, one more thing we need to do. Okay, by the way, this should work, right?
Um,
So you are saying it is working for this, but it's not working for the once you are submitting.
yeah, that's the kind of
Let's see.
problem. But the solution I think is right. I don't know why it's calling it wrong answer.
No. Let's see. We are getting multiple IDs here. You see. So what exactly it is doing? It's listing out all the author ID. Yeah. So the problem is, when problem is there. So basically,
Mm.
first here you are getting complete set of viewer ID, right?
Okay.
And whatever the viewer IDs are available here. So for example, all these viewer IDs you are getting, and every time when you are running this query, what exactly it's happening? Uh, for each imagine for each article ID, or you can say for each row, it's going to compare
Mm.
that particular author ID against all the records. So here it will always going to get true. Are you getting it? 1 minute, I'll tell you in simpler term. For example, this is a row 126, right? Let's take it out.
Mm.
So how it's working right now? So this is one row, right? Now what it will do, when it will compare this author ID, then it will do what it will just going to check all the distinct viewer ID. So all the distinct viewer ID, there is a list of viewer ID here. If you see this list of viewer ID, it's going to compare against all of the viewer ID. So that's why. So we need to use maybe where, let me check, where
Your
author.
fundamental is good, bro.
No, yeah, my fundamentals are good in SQL, but I am sticking in this one where author ID equals to. Can we use in such a way? Let's call it something like as a V. I'm not sure if it will work. Oh, set.
I forgot to ask your name, bro.
Sorry?
I forgot to ask your name. What is your name?
My name is Rajiv.
I'm Gokul.
Yeah, your name is visual here, bro. So I got it in Discord. Let's see if it works. I hope it should work now.
We are from.
See, now it's working, right?
Yeah.
So you got it. I just, if not, then I can explain it again.
I think it. If you can explain, please. Do it.
See, when you were not using this condition, right? So what was happening? Let's say you have this data. I will. So you have this data. Oh, 1 minute. This complete data. Okay. This is our table.
Okay.
And now what you are doing? So when you are writing this code without any changes,
Okay.
simply you kept in such a way without any where condition, right? So imagine now it is processing and just it is going row by row. So this is first row. Okay. So your query will start like from this view, it will start processing each row. And now in each row, what you are doing? Basically, in each row, you are selecting author ID. So author ID here is
Author ID.
3. So you can imagine like you are selecting 3 from this table for this from this row. Okay. Or you can say just you are producing 3, but where you kept condition like you are looking for viewer ID, and if author ID only, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So author ID 3 in, you are checking all these. So let me take. I mean, just let me ask ChatGPT. You know what? Yeah. ChatGPT.
Yeah, do it.
No, I'm asking. Give me list of viewer IDs from it. Okay. Not unique. Simply all the viewers are. And you are checking in these all list of IDs. So definitely, even if you are using distinct, then also maybe distinct. If you are using distinct, then some of them will be dropped.
Yes.
Correct. So every time you are comparing whether 3 in this available or not. For some of the records it won't be available, then it's okay. But for other records it might be. Multiple times it's coming. For example, let's say 3 and 3, or let's take any example. So basically what exactly is happening here, every time it's going to compare, and if anywhere it's available, irrespective, it's going to say, okay, for example, let's say for, I'm just looking for an example where I can explain.
So, you Your live is stopped. I don't know
uh,
what it
on
got
YouTube.
now.
Maybe because network issue, it's showing sometimes network is lagging. Hmm.
I think it's better if you can like share the screen. So like you are explaining something, but it's delayed on the screen, so your voice like different and the
Let me
video
share
can
my
be
screen.
different.
So
Mm.
would like to record this computer's screen. Open system setting. I need to allow it. Discord later.
So how long you are learning these things?
It's been long time, bro.
It's
Actually, I need to
really
quit it if I have to use it. It's asking me to set up permission, but the problem is if I'll quit, then Discord again, we need to connect.
no problem. We can do some.
So I quit it
I
again.
think I have to practice more
Yeah,
so I can understand like. Mm.
yeah. Basically, you have to practice and you have to think in such a way that exactly what you are doing for each row. What is happening?
So, like when you are solving a question, like you are making a rough idea on your mind, or you are taking like a notebook or like drawing something on that, or
So
you
if
are just think about the syntax of the sequence.
no, no, I'm not thinking the syntax of other people's. What I'm doing simply.
Mhm.
So now I solved multiple SQL problems, so that's why it's easy for me. But when a new problem arrives and I'm completely new to it, then what I do simply, then I use a rough copy or maybe pen and paper or maybe digital notebook, and there I'm just trying how to deal with it, what exactly question is asking, and then I'm processing it.
Mm. Yeah, so I have to like it's what when it's about me like when I see the question,
Hmm.
the people automatically make the syntax on my mind, so I directly jump on the syntax. That's my problem, I think.
Yeah, normally I also like when it comes to SQL, I do in the same way. But when it comes to other problem solving, maybe DSA, so there I'm using rough paper first to analyze it. But in SQL, I feel it's relatively simple compared to you can say DSA problem solving. So that's why sometimes
Mhm.
most of the time what I do simply I just think how to join tables, and then how to get the records that I'm looking for, and just whether it like any order by or something is needed here, and then accordingly
Mm.
I'm preparing query and running. If I'm getting any error, so most of the time if I'm getting any error, it could be typo or something, and if logical error, then I'm
Mm.
just fixing it, then running it. But normally, right approach is use
Okay.
pen and paper, draw a mental
Mm.
graph like how the things are working, and then proceed to write the solution. That is the best approach. In that way, we are getting like we
I
know
can
what
see.
exactly we are doing.
Mm. And also I'm learning Python nowadays, so it's new for me, but yeah, I have to work on it.
Oh, can you see my screen now? I will tell you. I got one example here.
Okay, let me check.
I mean, not in YouTube.
Have you
You have to
shared
check.
it?
No, here I need to close the Discord first. That's why. If you can see it in
Okay, you
YouTube.
have to close Discord.
Hmm.
In YouTube, you think?
Yeah, in YouTube you can check.
The buffering is. Let me refresh the window.
Maybe because my network is slow there, I believe. So it happens.
Yeah, now I can see. I can see you.
Okay, so here imagine for this row, first row, or let's say this fourth row, what is going to
Okay.
happen? Okay, so what exactly is happening? Let's take first row only. And for first row, you got this, right? This is record. And it's going to compare with all the viewers ID, and it will see here, if you see this row, here viewer
Mm.
ID is 1. So viewer ID is part of this viewer ID, but this is not related to this row, correct?
Okay. Mm.
Here what exactly you are doing? For example, where author id, no, it's not author id, I just misunderstood with this. Let's imagine this is one, okay, I'll do one thing here. This is author id, okay, and this is
Okay.
our viewer id. And imagine, so logically this record should pop up only when the author id and viewer id is same, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This is our questions
Because
asked.
when author is viewing
Hmm.
the like its
Yeah, if
own,
that
so it
particular
will.
author is also
Mm.
viewing their own article, that means their viewer id will be the
Mm.
same as author id,
Yes, yes,
correct?
yes.
But imagine this
Mm.
is something like a 5, so this record shouldn't pop up because here viewer id is different. But what will happen, suppose now you are checking list of viewer id
Mm.
whether this author id is available, then you will see okay, one is there, correct? Because you,
Mm.
for each row you are going to check against this complete list of viewer id.
Okay.
So here what will it will check? One, okay, one is author id and one is available in the viewer id. That's why it will fail. So here what needs to be done, you have to apply where condition to check whether this author id, and for that particular id, where author id equals to 1, then what are the viewer id? You will get one only, maybe, yeah. Okay, so it might be you will get multiple because for the multiple articles author had viewed their multiple articles, but here you will get only the records where this for this particular author, what are the viewer id, not for everyone. So that's why it was failing.
Okay.
You have to apply this where condition. And another approach would be you can use join, where you will join this author id with the viewer id. If those are matching, that means, so you can treat one table this one where you will use author
Mm.
id, another table where you are
Mm.
using this key, this table, this column to join. And if both are matching, you will get those records. And for those records, here you can use inner join, because you are just looking for the records where the both columns are matching, author and viewer id are same, and then list out all the author id, distinct author id. Both approach will work. It's up to you. So it's better whatever you are using, just try to solve using that approach. Don't go with like, if I'm telling you, okay, use the join approach, until unless you are
Mm.
concerned about performance. For the time being, you just focus on the approach that you learned and that came into your mind, and just try to solve them using them. So you have to use this where condition basically to filter out the viewer id that
Okay.
are related to this particular author, not all the viewer ids.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's the reason it
Uh,
was failing.
I think like that.
If you will, once you will solve
So
plenty of
about
problems, then you will get it.
yeah, I'm saying you are like solving the question, and
Hmm.
when you are stuck in the problem, so how efficiently you are using the like chatbots like in GPT or like
No, I'm not
Gemini?
using chatbot. Mostly, I'm avoiding it to use them because uh, the problem is if you will use chatbot, you are not learning until or unless
Mm.
you solve a problem and you are not getting. For example, if you wanted, suppose you write a problem and I'm not able to explain it to you, maybe, okay, so then you can just go through it like,
Mm.
okay, this problem is not I have written this solution, it's not working, so could you please
Mm.
walk me through all the steps why it is failing and all. Then it will help you to
Mm.
build the mental model of how it's working behind the scene. But don't use chat gpt or any AI model for for like problem solving until unless you stuck into something and you tried your best but you are unable to proceed, then use. Otherwise,
Just like
try.
the problem you are solving here.
Yes, it's not necessary you to use it. But when you feel like okay,
Mm.
now you are not able to proceed, then try it. Otherwise,
Mm.
don't try. Otherwise, what
Yeah.
will happen? In every problem, whenever you will stuck, you will start using chat gpt, and you won't learn something. And it's very important nowadays in AI era. Uh, we have to keep our brain sharp. Otherwise, it's like you will become a chatbot, not chatbot even.
जॉब जॉब खा जाएगा ये वाला.
Yes, it will eat. Even they will ask why will they hire you. They can ask ChatGPT only if you are using ChatGPT only. It's necessary for productivity purpose when you know everything how it's working. For example, you know like how these things are working. You know queries, how to write queries, and now if you want to become productive, then utilize these tools. Then it will help you. But for learning purpose, don't
And
use
there is
it.
like how human work is differentiate. Like it is like when human are working, it like you can say you are accountable for this, not from like you
Correct.
can expect that from AI.
Hmm. You can't blame them. Blame AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recently,
Mm.
I was watching a video. They mentioned like okay, they were using AI, and these are pretty popular platform. And they what happens? They maybe misconfigured the AI models, and because of that, it deleted their production data, and it was spoofing them. Like everything is working, and
Mm.
so that's how it's very important. Like like we should use AI. It's not like we should avoid it. You can't avoid it, but use it for
Mm.
productivity purpose.
I
And
think
when you are learning,
if
then
you got the fundamental and
yes,
everything like in equal, if you know how to write a query, so and how it works, you can say like write this query. You don't have to type like the long query yourself. You can use the chatbot, but you have to know it how it's work and how it will affect the work.
yes, that's very important. And now, right now, I'm learning Snowflake, right?
Mm.
So in Snowflake, there is a
That
Cortex
that's
part.
totally new for me.
Totally new because you haven't. You know data warehouse.
I know the databases. I don't know the
Okay, so
warehouse.
I'll just give you a brief. Okay, so when it comes to database, like most of the time, what you do, so you are using it for business purpose. Maybe you build an e-commerce website. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
what happens like when you build the e-commerce website, whatever the CRUD operation, if you know CRUD means create, update, or delete. So suppose you created one product,
Uh-huh.
when
I
you
know. I
added
know.
new product in the listing, okay, or in your
Mm.
website.
Mm.
So behind the
Mm.
scene, it is going to create one entry in the table, right? And you will fetch the data from that. Maybe you
Okay.
entered all the information related to product in a single table, or it could be in multiple table. So that's how we call like create, update, delete, and create, update, read, and delete. So these operations. So now normally,
Yeah.
like when you are running your business, you are running it into data, like it's using behind the scene databases, and we call them operational system. Okay, so whatever business is
Okay.
running. But now suppose your business is running perfectly, and let's take an example of a bank or something, or maybe any example. Let's say take example of Flipkart. So in Flipkart now, the users or maybe the client, our business users came up to developers, and they want to analyze the data. Okay, which product is performing good, which product they should delist because this is not performing good. And for those kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
definitely you will think first, okay, I want to aggregate, or I want to count the values, like how we are running here queries, right? In the same way you can analyze those.
Yes. Sir.
But the problem is the system, all of your business is running into those databases. And if you'll write big
Yeah.
queries over there, then it will slow down your slow down database performance, and you don't want to do that.
Mm.
So for that, what you do, simply instead of using the databases, you are using data warehouse. So data warehouse, you can simply think of warehouse where we dump, like in normal terminologies, a warehouse is like where we dump all the uh, grocery or whatever you say, right? It's like a store
Okay.
where you're keeping. So in the
Okay.
same way, you are doing what you are doing. Simply, you are pulling the data from databases to data warehouse, and you are dumping historical data or all the
Okay.
data. Maybe you deleted some product from your database, but still you are keeping those history data into data warehouse. And for that,
Uh-huh.
you build some ETL pipeline that's going to basically, when your business is slow, maybe in the night, suppose it is running in Indian time, your Flipkart is running, so in the
Mm.
night users are less, so your database is relatively less busy, you can say. So at that moment, what you will
Mm.
do, you will extract data from those databases, and you will dump it into data warehouse. So now you have
Okay.
independent entity database and data warehouse. So data warehouse is completely free from databases. So your business will run into your databases, and now you want to perform some analysis. So you will use data warehouse for that. And so that's how data
So
warehouse
it's
works.
basically the you can say the copy of your like databases. If you are like working on something, but it will not affect your real database.
You can like in simpler term you can say like it's a copy of database, but how it's different, uh, different from architecture perspective and how it works, because there our goal is to run the queries, to get the analysis of data, or to get insights from data. So it works in different way. I mean, architecture wise it's different, but when you are writing queries you have to use SQL only. So you are using SQL. For example, if I have
Yeah,
to.
I see. There are many terms like you are using here from SQL, but there are different. I can see also the differences here.
Yes, so it's a different. Those are SQL terms, but by the way, the architecture is also different. How it is storing data, it is optimized for analysis, not for. And there we are also. So you once you learn it, then you'll get it. So that's the purpose of database, data warehouse, and database. So I have given you quick summary.
Yeah, yeah. You did your best, Ben.
Yes. So are you
So
going to college
like
or you completed your college?
you are no, I'm in my last year,
So final year, yeah.
final year.
So BBA is for business, administration, right?
Yeah, business management. Yeah, you
So
can
after
say.
that you can go for MBA or MBA, right?
No, 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 bro. I'm telling you, like I tell you before, like I'm preparing for the data analytics, so I'm
Oh,
going
data
for
analytics. Then definitely you will
job.
get to know about
Yeah.
the data and what do we say? This data warehouse and all. Because most of the time, if you are going to interact, then you won't interact with databases. But your SQL should be strong,
Mm.
very strong, for data analysis,
Yeah.
for data analyst role.
Mm.
Yes, I can say like yeah, you
So
have to learn a
yeah,
lot of
like
problems, because
I
most
have
of
to
the time you are
I
going
have
to
to
deal with
practice
it.
more.
Yes, practice more, because they heavily rely on SQL.
Mm.
Yes.
So like, what is your like? You are telling me don't ask me the what
I'll just tell
I'm
you, I'm
doing
working as a data engineer, and don't ask me any other questions related to company where I'm working. I just uh,
in.
giving.
Don't worry. I don't ask.
I told you that's why.
Yeah. Okay, so like I'm learning Python also.
Hmm.
So what you are thinking like I have to learn the like what level of Python? I don't like
Oh, so Python.
get
You
how
know one thing. For Python, there isn't. At least your fundamentals should be clear, like how things work, classes, oops, concepts, and basics of Pythons like loops, different data types, how
mm-hmm.
to use dictionary, list, tuple, and all. And these are fundamentals that should be clear. And after that you can jump into framework, maybe not framework but libraries. There are different libraries. For example, pandas, there is a pretty popular library that we use for data analysis also.
Yeah, pandas is I like heard from someone.
So it's you can think of in similar ways, like here you are using in SQL you are using tables, right?
Mm.
In pandas we call it data frame, so holds the structured data.
Okay.
And on top of that you perform different operations. Maybe you want to aggregate data, you want to perform joins, but normally we are not using joins and all. And even I started learning it, so I'm just exploring it. But for
Good
Python,
for you.
so are you using any particular ratios? Are you watching YouTube videos? Or what? How exactly you are doing?
Yeah. Currently I'm watching the Harry.
Hi, Code with Harry.
Yeah.
He's good Twitter.
Mm. So like I'm firstly think like I have to clear my fundamentals first. After that I'll turn into how can I use in my like in my role in data analytics.
Hmm. So first learn the basics of Python. Fundamentals should be strong.
Mm.
Then you can jump into any library and all that you can learn according to your need. But most important is fundamentals should be
Yeah.
clear. And so you recently started
Mm.
only, right?
it's almost 6 months. I have completed my sequel, and yeah, it's new to me. You can say that.
Python. So Python, you just learned the fundamentals, or you started just?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like I have done Python almost. I had completed 3 hours. You can say 1 week.
Oh, so give it dedicated time, especially for hands-on. Do a lot of hands-on.
Mm,
Maybe you can
mm.
use. There is one. I'm not sure if it will help you. Hacker rank. Have you used it?
Yeah, yeah. I use that. I also like solve the SQL problem there.
So there are Python problems as well. So maybe you can solve them. 30 days, I believe.
Mm.
And
Yeah, yeah.
so challenge yourself. Like maybe
Like
you can build
currently,
some
I have
tools.
to first like clear my fundamental first. So after that, I have to jump on the problem solving.
Yes, first clear your fundamentals, like how things are working behind the scene. Which list,
Mm.
when to use list, when to use tuple, when to use dictionary.
Mm.
These are basic data structure that you should be aware, because most of heavily you are going to do things on these data structures only. Loops, different types of loops, different types of conditions, and operators and all everything.
Loops are tough, man.
Loops are
For
tough.
me.
It's like when you are doing something, you want to repeat something, then you can
Mm.
use loops. It's not
I
there.
mean, like in first, I take I'll take almost 3 days to understand how it works and how to stop them. Like while and for loop is different. How
Hmm.
when you have to use the for loop, when you have to use the while loop, there are different kind of things.
Yeah. So once you'll first learn how it works, and you already mentioned like you how to stop it, when to start it, and all that will especially applicable
Mm.
in while loop. Also you can do it in, you can control your for loop as well, but yeah. So your fundamentals once will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
strong, then you have to see which loop will be a better best in this problem and all, then you will be able to decide. And
Mm.
yeah, so it's like
For
fundamental.
loop, I think it's most likely the indexing. You can say.
Yeah, basically you are iterating over some values, you can say
Yeah.
from in a continuous manner. You can use different blocks, or you can say different intervals, like for example there is a so for loop, uh, I would say it's easy where, I mean, yeah, just you have to think from different perspective. Imagine someone like in your kitchen, you suppose you want to repeat something
Mm.
again and again. Maybe I just
Mm.
created some lecture on it in different channel, but I think that won't be helpful for you. So maybe you just learn with code with Harry,
Yeah.
or maybe also refer some other
Yeah.
tutors. Apni right? I'm not.
Mm.
There is a channel, right? What is the name? Apna college. Maybe refer their lecture if available on Python.
Yeah, Asna College is like a code with Harry do like a lesson in 10 minutes or 30 minutes. And Asna College is like details of that thing.
So go with details first, because you are learning fundamentals, right?
Mm.
So don't go with
Mm.
a 20 minutes, 30 minutes video lecture. Follow any particular tutor,
Mm.
and maybe 3 hours, five
Mm.
hours lecture, and just go with it.
Mm.
So that your once fundamentals will be strong, then you can
Mm.
watch any videos like 20 minutes, 5, 20, 30 minutes video. But before it, just go with any particular tutor. Don't randomly switch the tutor in between, because your
Uh,
flow will be
like
better, and you will
when
learn from one
one
tutor.
time I stuck, I said that the loop is taking too much time. I don't understand with code with Harry.
Hmm.
So I took the Apna college videos.
Hmm.
Like it will help. Like it helped me a lot to learning the fundamental. What is the loop and how it's working when you have to use them. Like all this.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes it's necessary. Like if you are not getting, also use ChatGPT. That is also very helpful in debugging, especially when you stuck into something. Just ask it, walk me through the code, how it works behind the scene. Because It's not necessary like what.
Using the ChatGPT as my partner. Like
Yeah, it's very
I
much.
practice with him. Like
For learning purpose it's okay, but not for problem solving. When you are learning, also using.
yeah,
See, if you know, notice one thing. I'm using the roadmap here. Then I'm asking it like, okay, how to proceed? Because instead of going through documentation, it's a very hectic. If you go
yeah,
through the documentation, now here you are getting summarized
mm,
result. What you are exactly looking for.
yeah. For saving time and
Yeah,
what
for
you
time saving, it's very
get
important to
is
use this tool.
good, I think.
Yes, you will get summarized result. Whatever you what exactly you are looking for. For example, you stuck into loop, and now if you look into the videos, maybe they are not able to, or maybe they explained something else, and you are looking for something else, and that's
Yeah.
where
It like most like you are like what you can say like took the some lesson in practical, like when you have someone just like now, like I join you because I can improve my communication, all the things, and
hmm.
also solve new questions from new approaches, like all.
So, are you asking to me like, did I took any lessons?
Sorry, what?
No, no. Are you asking to me like similar to what you are like you are uh, we are discussing? So when I was learning, so did I take any lesson or what? Are you asking that?
No, no, I'm just saying like I am explaining myself like
Hmm.
I'm here because like if someone like a different person or you are talking your problems with someone, it's like hit you in your mind like in different way. You like you think your thinking is like working differently.
Yes,
If you
and
are
I learned from
like
you
compared
also.
to the ChatGPT.
Correct. And also, for example, you thought in different way. I was thinking this problem in different way. This SQL problem, for example, let's take.
Mm,
I solved it using
mm,
different approach. Now you came up with subquery
mm.
here. So that's how this is
Yeah, yeah,
interesting way to learn because everyone has different thought process.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm looking for someone who can also help me in the DSA learning, who knows basic,
uh,
and
that's
then it will be helpful
that's
to.
not working for me. Like I'm like a non-tech background and also
No, for you, like
I'm
we'll
not
will work
familiar
on
with the
SQL.
DSA.
We'll learn SQL.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll connect maybe this weekend. Okay, so I'll ping you. Maybe you
Uh,
when you are free.
Saturday,
Saturday, yeah, Saturday
Saturday
will
or
work.
Sunday?
Saturday, Sunday I might go
Okay,
somewhere.
okay.
So
It's better if we are working on the morning hours.
okay, morning will work for me as well. But before
Okay,
like
okay.
in 9 or 10, after 9 or 10.
Uh,
Are you?
okay, it's good to talk to you,
Hmm,
man.
same here. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
same to you. Oh, it's 2:26. I have to stop this time then.